Hello and welcome back to another video. So as you can see here, we have my Yetee glass dip pen and I will be doing another pet portrait. I was recently commissioned an A4 pet portrait of two very black dogs, but luckily with a lot of highlights, I've gone ahead and I have sketched that off camera just because it's a bit of a tedious process. And I use the grid method. If you don't know what that is, it is literally I just draw a grid on the reference photo and then I draw a grid on my paper and you match up what's in the square with what's on the paper. And you can enlarge that. You can make these squares bigger if you want to put it on a bigger piece of paper, or smaller if you want to reduce the size, and it works perfectly. And I swear by it. I think it's probably my favorite technique for scaling a drawing, and getting, you know, just the way the drawing needs to be right. So yeah, I've gone ahead and done that, and I'm going to erase the grid marks as much as I possibly can and then start inking. So if you've not watched one of these before, I have a little series where I ink these pet portraits that I started very recently, and I use my Yetee glass dip pen and Yetee ink. I found the Yetee ink is probably my favourite ink to use with this dip pen. It flows really well, and I really enjoy the way that works and looks. And I think with this black dog, it's going to be a lot of dark areas, but I also think there's going to be a good amount of highlights that I can really get into. And I actually, because there's two dogs on here, they are going to act almost like an A5 dog, which actually don't take me that long. Well, I say that, it takes me a good long session, but they shouldn't be as difficult being black if they were a little bit bigger, let's say. So I'm hoping that's going to work to my advantage, but we will see. This is obviously a big contrast to the white dog that I did in the last video, but we will tackle this together and see what the end result is. So I hope you stick around to see my progress on this one. And here is the final result. I'm always quite pleased that when I take a photo of one of my pet portraits that the iPhone kind of recognises that they're both faces. I think that's a compliment in its own right. So here's the comparison side by side to the actual photo of the dogs. And I'm pleased with everything. I think the contrast of the lights and the darks and the head and the body and the curls has all worked out really well. The client's very happy. I've already shown her and she's really pleased with it. So all in all, a good inking day really. And I'd like to know just one thing from you if you've stuck around this long. Do any of you have any suggestions in how to make my inking videos a little bit more interesting? I tried a few different filming angles on this one, but I'm just very aware it's a lot of me just using black ink, dipping, inking. I don't know. I don't know whether there's more dramatic ways of doing it, like you see me inking a close-up of here and then I put some dramatic music on and we zoom out to a different part and then zoom out to the whole thing. I don't know, just some interesting ways of filming. I'm still trying to figure it out because I am aware they are very linear in the way I'm filming, and I'd like to improve that a little bit, so I'd appreciate any feedback that any of you have. But that's the end of the video. So if you are enjoying these types of videos, this is part of a playlist of me inking pet portraits and other things, so please check out the rest of that playlist, subscribe if you want to see more, and hit that like if you've enjoyed this video. Really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.